Hello everybody and welcome to an early look at a game that is making quite the splash, Cube World. The alpha version, of course. I'm not going to be doing a proper indie snapshot on this game right now because it's still an alpha, and even though it's quite polished for alpha, it is got a lot of work to do as far as implementing content for the game. So the question that always has to be asked is, what is Cube World? And to be honest with you, it's a very difficult question to answer because it has a lot of different influence, including but not limited to old 16-bit Zelda, Monster Hunter, obviously a little bit of Terraria and Minecraft thrown in, and many, many more. The best thing I can do to describe it is taking your old 16-bit RPGs, twisting them and turn them 3D, and playing them from that point on. With the exception that there's no main story in the game right now, it is all purely kind of a world exploration, random generation, and kind of making your own story, which is what a lot of Terraria comes from. There is the option to play it multiplayer through being able to open up and port forward, of course, and stuff that you would do with the Terraria or Minecraft, but I'm going to be playing it single player for this particular early look, and we'll talk about the multiplayer aspect in a minute because I have had time to play with it. So, when you're greeted with the screen, just want to hit Start Game, and you can create a hero. We're going to create a new character here just so show you how character creation works. And right on the bottom left, you have all of your options. You have your races, and there's a lot of races to choose from. You have elf and human, dwarf, and they look hilarious, orcs, goblins, which also look quite hilarious, lizards, undead, frogmen. Those are your options. I think for this particular one, we're going to pick a dwarf because he looks fun. We can pick your male and female. We're going to go male, and he can be one of 4 classes. A warrior, which is, you know, your typical tank, ranger, mage, and rogue. And I'm going to pick warrior, and we're just going to go with the default face. I'm going to call this guy Mathis. It doesn't really matter. Or Mathis for YouTube. Mathisit. And we'll hit create character, and right away it's going to ask us, do we want to play in a world that we've already created, or do we want to start a new world? And we're going to create a new world right off single player here. And we create a seed, so if you want to play in the exact same world I am, and if you have this game, enter this 4-digit combination that I randomly just described, and we'll call this YouTube World. That's fine. And we're going to hit Create World, and we're going to get loaded right in. So much like Minecraft and Terraria, the terrain around you is randomly generated, with a few caveats and a few differences that we're going to talk about pretty much as soon as the game loads up. It takes a little while to kind of boot the game up, but once it's up and running, it runs very, very, very smoothly. So I was talking before that it's very similar to Terraria and Minecraft in a few aspects, but if I was to choose one aspect, I would say it's definitely more akin to Terraria in that it is, it is much, much more about kind of having adventures and having fun and less about the crafting aspect of the game. If we're going to get to a really high point, I just want to kind of show off the world as best I can. There we go. So, this is the world that's generated before you, and you know, a lot of people I've heard say it's like Minecraft because it's square-like and has cubes, or it's Cube World, etc., but it's not. It's very different. I've had this discussion with a couple of other people and a couple of other YouTubers. It's more akin and more alike to, like I said, taking those old 16-bit RPGs and turning them into 3D and having fun with it that way. And that is what Cube World is more reminiscent of, and what its overall goal is, I think, is to make it kind of take those old RPG styles and make them kind of updated for today's kind of look, still maintaining the simplistic design of it with its cube-like look, but the bright colors and the shading and the excellent lighting make it look so vibrant and so alive and a lot of fun. As of right now, when you hit M, you open up your map. And every cube, as you can see here, is randomly generated when you get close enough, with a few things kind of set in stone, like a town nearby, and a couple over there are actually quests that are generated that we can't really do right now because we're level 1. And right now, the game is literally wander around, kill things, level up, and go around and do other things. We do have a talent tree for each class. Each class has 2 different talent trees. We have the Berserker for the Warrior, who is presumably just does a lot of damage, who has different abilities. And then we have Guardian for a tank-like. Now, this is where a lot of the multiplayer aspect comes into play, because there are certain classes that are much better played with multiplayer. For instance, the Mage has 2 things, fire and water. And water is overpowered as hell right now, because the water abilities give you a ton of health because they heal, but they also do pretty much the same amount of damage as well. We're going to try and take out this horse here. We could pretty much kill anything so long as it's not in a town. And we can kind of use that to our advantage to just kind of kill him. And I think we can charge up an attack. If you hold down when you start, each class has 2 attacks. They have their left mouse button, which kind of is like a combo that builds up their mana meter, and it is all mana. And then their right mouse button, which, depending on what you're playing, will do a number of different things. For the warrior, it's a charge attack that does, more damage depending on how much mana you're using. For something along the lines of a rogue, it burns all of your mana bar, and then, snout beetles are dangerous, and then knocks down the enemy, poisons them while doing a good chunk of damage as well. For mage, it's like an AoE attack / heal, and for ranger, I'm not entirely sure because I haven't played a ranger yet. So the game is a lot of fun to explore, and kind of kill things and just kind of generally enjoy. There is crafting in the game as far as weapons are concerned. There is no house crafting yet, which they say they are going to be able to be introducing into the game over time. So going around and picking things up like flowers and whatnot, these flowers aren't grabbable, but destroying bushes and stuff to grab whatever they have is always worth it because you can craft armor, upgrade weapons and stuff at towns. So let's actually make our way towards the town. One thing I have a little bit of a problem with generally is I kind of get lost on the map sometimes just because of the way the map rotates, but that's not really that big of a deal. So the land is definitely gorgeous, and there's a lot to kind of see and take in. My biggest complaint with the game so far, and again, it will be kind of, I'm assuming, alleviated over time, is that the world is generally kind of barren. There's not a lot as far as things to kill go. Every so often you'll come across something kind of cool. I've come across castles with undead in it before and stuff, but they're not as present as they should be. Right now there's a couple of caves you can come across, a few different kinds of castles, and just general world mobs you can come across. But other than that, there's not much else. There are quests, of course, that are more and more difficult as you play. And you kind of need to level up and stuff, and as you can see in the top left corner, you can see my experience, and every time you kill an animal, you will get experience. But right now, I hear attacking. I don't wanna get involved. But I'll get to that in a second. But I would like to see more caves, more things to kind of explore and do and have fun with. Again, alpha is alpha, and it's very much inexcusable, but as of right now, that's where it stands. And here comes a town. You might have heard like a charging sound, like off in the distance, that sounded like that. There are random packs of heroes that roam the world. One of the cool things is coming across a hero and just kind of having to deal with them. Sometimes they're a pack of angry heroes. They're not exactly friendly. Skullbull, gotta try to avoid that as best we can. Other times you come across packs of just kind of bandits and goblins that are not friendly. You can tell if they're friendly or not by whether they have a name on their head or not. If they have a name over their head, they are friendly. If they don't, they're just a random mob. That is cool. I love that. The draw distance of this game can be very, very, very beautiful. We're trying to avoid kind of aggroing the skull mob. Oh, there's actually probably what we heard attacking. He's just a lizard man. Oh god, he's doing a ton of damage. We gotta be careful. He's charging. Alright, we actually were able to do a good chunk of damage. We can charge up, boom, and just crush him. He had a little bit of money on him, which we can use to buy things from shops, which aren't exactly working all the time right now because of alpha. We're just kind of go down this mountain. One of the cool things they've actually introduced into this game is the ability to climb. Is that a terrier? It's a collie. I'm going to attack the collie. I know we shouldn't because, collie and all. But we are because we want the experience. These are actually kind of a difficult thing. So monsters have 3 different difficulties. Blue, light blue, which is easy. Orange, which is kind of like a normal, kind of somewhat difficult monster. And then hard, which is red, which you want to avoid at all costs. So what was I saying before that? I kind of got lost because this game can be very distracting, is what I wanted to say. And I'm having a ton of fun with it. So, they have introduced kind of a cool mechanic, a climbing mechanic. If I want to climb a tree, or there's a mountainside that I want to climb, all you have to do, I can't tell if, are these guys bad or good? Elf, nope, they're bad. We're gonna die, we're gonna run. Oh, and we died. Also, death animation is badass. I love it. You just fall into your little cubelets. You will, as far as I understand, the way you respawn is you respawn to the second closest revive point, which are those angel statues that you may have seen a couple as I was passing by them. So we'll head back to town here. So we have, I'll show off the climbing animation. If you walk into something and hold control, you can climb it up and down. Now at the bottom you'll see a stamina bar, and over time as you level up and get skill points, you can make that stamina bar last longer, or just ignore it altogether. So we have Wolfram, the wizard, and Astum, the another wizard. Now Wolfram, I think, is actually one of the guys who developed the game. or one of the 2 people who developed this game. This is very impressive for 2 people. All right, we're back in town already. So right now, towns kind of serve as generally just kind of places to sleep. I don't really do much here. Sometimes you'll come across like a random quest giver who will say, you need to go to this cave and save it from whatever. Every once in a while you'll get that. I don't get that too often. But most importantly, they're here to sleep. Now, you can heal for free by just sleeping. And just hitting R in a bed, you will heal up. And not use your precious potions. Other things that are useful for this place is crafting. There are crafting districts, adventuring districts, etc., etc., that you can build weapons and craft new weapons and potions and whatnot. Other than that, there's really no other purpose, as of right now, to a town. These little villages that will just kind of tell you random things, like I love camping in Cube World. Random. But other than that, there's really no purpose here. There's no way I can actually show you the crafting system right now, just because I haven't really acquired the resources to do much crafting as of within the 11 minutes that I've been playing this game, so I'm not going to worry about it. What we're going to do is we're going to go wander off and try and level up and kill monsters and have some fun. So, outside of the fact that I feel like this game is barren, I do still have a lot of fun. And one of the things I did say, excuse me, is that it is a random world generation with a small caveat. And I said it was similar to Minecraft and Terraria in that way, but it was slightly different. And the way it's different is that there's a kind of consistency to the way the world is kind of generated. You always, as far as I've seen, be dropped off when you load up the game in an area that's called the Lands of Cremor. No. The name, that's what I was going to say. The names are always relatively the same. Might not always be Cremor, might be something else, but you can always come across Cremor. You can find camping spots around the world, by the way, just to sleep and cook. In fact, we might be able to craft right now. We can craft some pineapple slices, so here we go. We can craft some pineapple slices, which is going to heal me up. All the pineapples I picked up off that farm we're going to use here. But they generally try to run the same themes all the time. You're always going to start off in the wonderful kind of forest theme, and then as time goes on, you can find other places like a snowy area and a desert area, and you can kind of explore. As far as I'm concerned, it's generally, as far as I know, and the way they describe the game, is that the world is kind of infinitely generated. And if you like a particular area, you can kind of just stay in that area and find infinite kind of quests kind of spawn. That's their ultimate goal. If I like this area and I never want to leave like forest land, I can always stay in this area and never leave it. And even when I come across eventually like a desert area as we go farther and farther out, I can always just stay here, and I will always find infinite quests and things to do that are of appropriate level, which I really like. I think that's kind of cool. It kind of takes almost like an Oblivion aspect and kind of, or just should I say an Elder Scrolls aspect of having things level with you and kind of having a good time and never having to leave. One of the other cool things in this game that are kind of taken from like Monster Hunter-ish and old WoW style is world bosses. And world bosses roam the world, obviously, and can drop rare loot, as well as give you lots of experience and gold. This guy's an ogre. He is like one of the first rare bosses I've ever found, and he completely wrecks me. I'm not quite ready to fight him. In fact, if I try and go and fight him, well, he'll just kind of come and wreck me. Usually one-shot me. So we're just going to avoid him. Oh, shit. He's actually kind of fast. Gonna pick up that thing right there. Maybe if we take him over to these spiked dudes, they'll actually fight with me. Over here. Nope, they're spike creatures that are bad. They're bad spike creatures. If Ogre Guy decides to leave me alone, we will fight them. Oh, shit. Alright, hopefully he'll just leave me alone now. Please tell me these guys have names. They do have names. Alright, we can kind of drag these over to these heroes over here, and these guys are gonna help us out. Okay, we should be careful. Oh, shit. Oh god, and he just completely one-shotted all of them. As I said, very dangerous. Oh god, let's just leave. Maybe he'll eventually leave me alone. Okay, got it. I killed him. Okay, we're gonna run. All right, and we might be okay. He's dual wielding. That's another thing I want to talk about here in a minute. After this ogre eventually does leave me alone, let's just leave. There's a lot of goblins over there. Defeat the ruler in Thoroughing Valley. So we did come across our first random quest. It's gonna be something I don't think we can do, but we'll check it out here in a minute. Gonna beat him pretty harsh. Oh god, that was a cool move. So I like that the combat system is completely like reactive and fun. It's a fun combat system. So what we can do here is there are different types of moves. So that's the thing I wanted to talk about before we go into that quest. Let's heal up by using a potion. So your moveset changes depending on the weapons you're wielding. Now, certain weapons can only be wielded by certain other classes. For instance, this dagger that drops says rogue only. But if we were to equip this +1 iron longsword, and I don't know if we can dual wield with this. We can dual wield. Our moveset will completely change. We can do double moves here, and we can charge up and do a spinning attack. Or we can equip a shield, and we can swing, and then we can hold up our guard and block. So we're going to try and go, we can do sword and board tactic here. Probably better if we were to do that as a guardian talent tree, so we'll do dual wielding. Here's one of those random quests that we came across. We have goblins that are going to be kind of a pain in the ass and short. We'll build up a combo here. He poisoned me. And I don't know if I can hold this down, but I can't. And he's actually kicking my ass, so we're just going to leave. We'll equip... we can't equip yet. We're just going to run. Dual wielding sucks. Dual wielding sucks. We got a bat on our tail. God damn it. Just run. Alright, we can equip this real quick. Because we can do... This does a lot more damage. There are definitely some weapons that are just better overall, generally, than certain other kind of equips. So, like, right here, I would consider dual wielding a lot more inferior than wielding a great mace. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Are you kidding? Undead attack. We're gonna get our asses kicked. We're dead. We're dead. We're dead. All right, reload. The only kind of bad thing about reloading is that we just kind of lose any progress we made in the land. We kind of get set back a good distance. This is a mage wielding a couple of bracelets. So you kind of learn over time, like, what does what. So, like, a mage wielding bracelets, the way she was, meaning her attacks are going to be kind of targeted missile attacks, and they could do a good chunk of damage, but it's a single target only. Well, if you find one that's wielding a staff, they're very much AoE kind of attackers. Just things to remember. Alright, so it looks like there might be some monsters attacking here. We're going to see if we can help them out and take advantage of this. So we got the spike creature here with names, so they're typically going to be useful. If we hit F, we'll pull out a lantern, and we can go inside and see if we can... Oh, we're back in Theroin Valley. If we go inside here, we might be able to find who we're looking for. Now, I think quests are generally rated with the color system, much like the monsters are, I think. If we were to pop this open... Yeah, so Theroin Valley's light blue, something we can handle. So let's see if we can kind of accomplish that as our final task here. One thing I'm going to say is that this game and games like this are much better off enjoyed in a multiplayer kind of fashion. If you can find a friend that you can hook up with and play these kinds of games with, you can have so much more fun kind of dicking around this world and having a good time with your buddy. And that's really what these games are meant to be played as. If you watch anybody streaming this or playing this generally, it's the multiplayer aspect that's going to kind of really sell this game. Much like Terraria. Terraria is way more fun. You can play it single player, but it is way, way, way more fun playing it in multiplayer kind of in a fashion and kind of going on these adventures with your friend. And much like Starbound coming out, that's going to be very similar. It's going to be a game that's going to be all about the multiplayer aspect of the game. There's a metric butt ton of bats in this cave. Let's see if we can just finish them off with one hit. Nope. You want to obviously use that ability kind of when they're lying down. We're just going to swing up here. And there is literally nothing here. Looks like this was a nothing area. So we'll just leave. We got some experience at the very least. If we can level up, that'll be good. There is also a day-night cycle. One of my bigger complaints is that the nighttime in this game is incredibly dark, like overly so, to the point where it's really hard to see anything. I'm told that you can get rid of it by going to an inn in town and just talking to the innkeeper, maybe, or sleeping in an inn in the bed, and that it'll quickly fast forward. Again, that's what I'm told. Don't know if that's true. Haven't tried it yet. I might end up trying it next time I play. I am going to link. I did stream with Red Panda Gamer, playing some Cube World for like a couple hours, so I will link that if I remember to in the description below. If not, you can go check it out. It's on my YouTube. I uploaded it to YouTube. And then you can see how much more fun this game is with ooh, what is this? A biter. With a friend. This game is going to be £15 or your regional equivalent. For me, it was a $20 buy. And the hard part is that they did not expect the popularity that this game ended up getting. The game became extremely popular very, very quickly, and the shop, and because of that, the shop is down. The shop is, you can't buy the game. As far as I've been able to tell, the shop has been up about once a day for maybe an hour or two before they have to take it down again because so many people are trying to get it and they're crashing their servers, which is good for them. So if you are one of the lucky ones who were able to get the game, that's awesome. If you weren't, keep trying. You can go to their website, pickroma.com, and try from there. We have a goblin over here, which we're going to kind of take out. We're trying to take out the leader of this valley here. I'm going to show you what it's like to win at a quest. Oh, shit. Knock them all down. Again, the multiplayer also kind of allows you to do a lot more damage and do a lot more crowd control. So my friend who picked up a warrior, Red Panda Gamer, I'm playing a mage with the water talents, and I can heal him while he runs in there. And it has a lot of MMO aspects in that regard, which I really like. Alright, do we have a goblin? We're inside the valley, I think. So we're just gonna, I don't know if this is, whoa. Oh yeah, there is dodging mechanic. I should remember that. I should remember to tell you guys that. If you click the middle mouse button, and in any direction, you will dodge. Oh, he's charging up an attack. I'm gonna charge up this and crush him, hopefully. And he's dead. Not a big deal. We could sit down. I don't know if that actually does anything. And sometimes the commands don't really work appropriately. Sitting down doesn't heal me. Alright. I wonder if their leader is this fly. I doubt it. Another goblin. More goblins. I just want to find their leader. If I can just find their leader and avoid all confrontation otherwise, I'll be quite happy. Let's just chat down on another potion. We do have a lot of pineapple slices that we can heal ourselves up with if we end up wasting all of our potions, which is totally fine. Now, I don't know if he'll probably be in the middle of it all. So that's my guess, that he's going to be in the middle of it all. Knock him down. There we go. Nice easy hits. Easy hits, easy life. Wow, he actually kind of wrecked me there. So we'll heal up again. Look, good thing they make healing items pretty easy to come by, which I'm happy about. Oh, looks like he might be over there. Not entirely sure. Oh, there he is. Vertuk. That sounds dangerous. We're going to try and take out these monsters first. If we can kill out pretty much all the opposition, we'll be better off. I don't know where the closest respawn point is. Food. Oh yeah, there's a pet system in the game. I haven't really touched on it because I haven't really done it. But you can pretty much tame any wild animal so long as you feed them the right food, the food that they like. I don't know basically what the benefit is. I think you just get like an attacking partner. Nothing phenomenal, but it's something to keep in mind. It's something kind of cool that they've introduced in the game, and I'm sure they will kind of expand upon as time goes on. Another thing they're introducing is going to be craftable housing in time as well, and a few other more fun and exciting things. Let's see if this guy just gets pulled. Alright, there he is. Oh, Jesus, he does a lot of damage. I should be very careful. Oh, back up. Oh, that's a block. Gonna. I don't want him to do much. He's gonna wreck me. He's gonna wreck me. I don't know. This is light blue. Don't know if I'd consider this a light blue quest. There's something I can do to really stop him, and I'm dead. So this is generally Cube World, and I think this is gonna be a good, quick first look. My first impressions are very positive. It has a lot of potential, and with friends and whatnot, it's going to be a lot more. Now, right now, multiplayer is limited to a maximum of 4, but they are toying with the idea of a big MMO-esque server, and I can see that being wicked fun. There's going to be PvP implemented and many, many other things, and generally, this game has a lot of high ambitions and lofty goals that I really think they have the potential to kind of hit. Beautifully gorgeous, very simple looking and bright and kind of exciting at the same time. Really fun to kind of explore, even with its kind of absence of anything to look at, even though they still have a lot of work to go on as far as kind of implementing random things in the world. But what they have so far is basically the most solid base I've ever seen for an alpha-funded early release of a game. And what its full price is going to be when it comes out, I don't know. I mean, it's $20 for an early release. I would probably put it somewhere in the $30 to $40 range when it comes out, probably. So if you want to dive in really early, I think this is one of those games that is almost a no-brainer. There's a lot of fun to be had here. The exploration element, gearing up and getting better gear, all changes the way your character looks. Talent system, the multiplayer aspect, the huge world. All of this is just very, very positive, and I'm having a good time with it, and I hope you guys go check it out. Thank you guys so much for swinging by for this early look, and I will see you all next time.